Part 25. Come on, join us. Please like and subscribe, then relax and enjoy. Suicide Sal was how Bonnie of herself now thought. She knew the underworld was with danger fraught, that to get the big money would need an inside job. Bonnie expected her Jack to be true to her in this adventure, expected his loyalty in return for her dutiful part to his mob. The Story of Suicide Sal. We each of us have a good alibi for being down here in the joint, but few of them really are justified if you get right down to the point. You've heard of a woman's glory being spent on a downright cur. Still, you can't always judge the story as true being told by her. As long as I've stayed on this island and heard confidence tales from each gal, only one seemed interesting and truthful, the story of Suicide Sal. Now Sal was a gal of rare beauty, though her features were coarse and tough. She never once faltered from duty to play on the up and up. Sal told me this tale on the evening before she was turned out free, and I'll do my best to relate it, just as she told it to me. I was born on a ranch in Wyoming, not treated like Helen of Troy. I was taught that rods were rulers, and ranked as a greasy cowboy. Then I left my old home for the city, to play in its mad dizzy whirl, not knowing how little of pity it holds for a country girl. There I fell for the lion of a henchman, a professional killer from Chi. I couldn't help loving him madly, for him even I would die. One year we were desperately happy, our ill-gotten gains we spent free. I was taught the ways of the underworld. Jack was just like a god to me. I got on the FBA payroll to get the inside lay of the job. The bank was turning big money. It looked like a cinch for the mob. 80 grand without even a rumble. Jack was the last with the loot in the door, when the teller dead aimed a revolver from where they forced him to lie on the floor. I knew I had only a moment. He would surely get Jack as he ran, so I staged a big fade-out beside him and knocked the 45 out of his hand. They rapped me down big at the station and informed me that I'd get the blame, for the dramatic stunt pulled on the teller looked to them too much like a game. The police called it a frame-up, said it was an inside job, but I steadily denied any knowledge or dealings with underworld mobs. The gang hired a couple of lawyers, the best fixers in any man's town, but it takes more than lawyers and money when Uncle Sam starts shaking you down. I was charged as a scion of gangland and tried for my wages of sin. The dirty dozen found me guilty, from 5 to 50 years in the pen. I took the rap like good people, and never one squawk did I make. Jack dropped himself on the promise that we make a sensational break. Well, to shorten a sad lengthy story, 5 years have gone over my head without even so much as a letter. At first I thought he was dead. But not long ago I discovered from a gal in the joint named Lyle that Jack and his mole had got over and were living in true gangster style. If he had returned to me sometime, though he hadn't a cent to give, I'd forget all the hell that he's caused me, and love him as long as I lived. But there's no chance of his ever coming, for he and his mole have no fears, but that I will die in this prison, or flatten this 50 years. Tomorrow I'll be on the outside, and I'll drop myself on it today. I'll bump 'em if they give me the hot squat, on this island out here in the bay. The iron doors swung wide next morning for a gruesome woman of waste, who at last had a chance to fix it. Murder showed in her cynical face. Not long ago I read in the paper that a gal on the east side got hot, and when the smoke finally retreated, 2 of gangdom were found on the spot. It related the colorful story of a jilted gangster gal. 2 days later, a subgun ended the story of Suicide Sal. End of the story of Suicide Sal. End of part 25. Come on, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. The next part is coming soon.